All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters Shanghai qualifiers for Korea and Taiwan, as we now have our round of 4 in the upper bracket. And we have 2 pretty good players. Sean, who do we have?
I have INnoVation again here going up against Roro. This is going to be good. Roro, of course, one of the better Zerg players out there, was actually considered #1 Zerg for a long time.
Yeah.
Until Sulky kind of come up. And oh my god, I just started Roro versus INnoVation. This is going to be fantastic. INnoVation, you know, the best StarCraft 2 player at this point, I'd say. The best Terran. Now going up against, I'd say, top 3 Zerg at the moment.
Yeah, definitely.
And even though Life's not performing as well, I'd still put Life top 3. I'd say Sulky, Roro, Life.
Yeah, Life needs to bring it on back in terms of that. But for now, we do have our first game. Newkirk Precinct will be our map, as we have spawning down to the bottom left-hand corner as our blue Terran. He is INnoVation. And spawning down to the bottom right, we have Roro. Weird bracket. And I cannot believe that we're sat here on Monday morning casting INnoVation versus Roro.
Yeah, this is insane. Thinking about top 3 Zergs again, would you say, would you say it was Sulky, Roro, Life?
Yeah.
I mean, you got players like Hyun doing very well recently. Is he top 3? Is Jaedong top 3? Maybe not yet. Maybe top 5, top 10.
If he can get his Protoss down,
yeah,
then yeah, I would say he's getting up there. Because you look at his last Terrans and Zerg wins, and it's just like win. But then Protoss is like loss. And it's like, oh, sad times for Jaedong. But I mean, Life's the player that came along and won every tournament for 5 months or something, and then didn't let anyone else have any prize money. Just because he's not playing so well right now, I think, maybe he's having a little bit of a harder time shifting to what's going on in the metagame right now, but I think he'll be up there again. His control's fantastic.
Yeah, Life is a special Zerg player, and everyone goes through up and downs, and I'm sure he'll come back to being where he, was.
Yeah.
But Roro, I would go and say top 3 Zerg now. Maybe debatable on that, but I'd say top 3. And this is going to be a good game. They both know each other's play style identically how it's going to play out here. INnoVation is just going to play his normal game. I think we'll see 3 command centers really early. Follow this up with a barracks into how MVP played at one of the games where he got a really fast third. But Roro, man, these guys have played a couple of times before, if I'm not mistaken, in WCS.
Yeah, they have. I think INnoVation took the first series 3-0, and then INnoVation took the second series 2-1 in the last 2 times that they've played one another. So INnoVation certainly has a very good win record against Roro. Roro's ZVT isn't very good. I think it sits at around a 38% win ratio right now. In comparison to INnoVation's TVZ, which is 80% across 25 series, which is just like,
INnoVation's like the perfect Terran versus Zerg player.
Yeah.
Like him and Flash are both very good at this matchup. They nail all their timings right. Their micro's great. Their macro's even better. It'll be good to see how this plays out. I really want to follow this game closely because I think actually Roro could have won or at least gotten much deeper into the first season of Korea WCS if he hadn't have played INnoVation in the round of 8 or whatever it was. Because I think Roro played in the round of 8 against INnoVation. I think it was round of 8. And then lost 3-0 or something. And then fell down to qualify to get top 6 anyway because he went through the lower stage of WCS.
Yeah.
But I think he could have won it, if it wasn't for INnoVation. So this is oh god, I can't believe we're watching this. Best of 3. Both players, sitting in their player house right now. Perfect conditions for them. It's like training. And sometimes, when you're in that kind of perfect condition, you have even higher quality games than you do in big tournaments because there's no pressure, there's no emotions. This is just top tier play.
There's less of the nerve factor really on the line. Imagine, guys, you being set out there and you're just playing a video game at home, chilling out on your comfy seat where you always play, or playing in front of 5,000 crazy people. That's a scary prospect.
Very scary, actually. And Oh my god, INnoVation is doing the same thing that he did against Jaedong. Which is, you know, forgetting about his third command center and adding on extra barrack to try to do a bit of pressure.
Yeah.
You know, with Stim, move out there quite early on. The Roro has 200 gas, and he hasn't got Zergling speed yet. Does this now mean he's going to get double evolution chamber and play a roach play? I think so. That's the only thing that makes sense. Why would he not get Zergling speed? That means he has to rely on roaches here.
And he doesn't actually have the roach run down just yet. So the Hellions could be a bit
If you look
annoying.
at his natural, I think he's waiting for creep.
Whereas,
He was waiting for creep so he could make that wall. But yeah, I think he's going to play a very heavy roach play style, whether it be double evolution chamber or straight up to layer and roach speed. But double evolution chamber, as you can see, makes the most sense.
Yeah.
So it's like a roach hydra player, and then it has to be that.
Cool little play here to begin things in this best of 3. I remember, guys, this is in the winners bracket, so even if a player loses in this series, they do fall down and have a chance to battle through the lower bracket, but you don't want to be there. If you win this series, you are 1 series away from qualifying for Shanghai. So there's a very good chance that both of these players are going to be taking this very seriously, and Roro is going to have a tough time defeating INnoVation considering their previous records.
Oh, look at that.
Ooh,
he's got melee upgrades, but he still hasn't got Zergling speeds. You know, we'll keep tabs on that to see how that works out. And I, at this level, would never call out that as a mistake because it's Roro. Do you really think he'd make that kind of level of mistake? I don't think so.
Question. Is this him going for roach mid-game, not really committing to the upgrades and playing for a very, very late-game focus?
Could be. Could be. I seriously don't know why the option for not getting it is at this point. But one thing to note is that the roaches are out, and this is going to push this back. The Hellions, at least. But the Overlord inside was inside the main base of INnoVation, never really saw the extra barracks, but it did see the starport being made early and a second barracks early. So I already think that he knows what he's playing against. Extra barracks before third command center, because you wouldn't have that barracks being made yet. It would have been third command center, and then it would have been double engineering bay, and the barracks would only just now be being built now, not then. So I already think he knows what he's playing against.
The Baneling Nest is coming down as well here, but once again, you pointed out that he does not have speed. So that's...
right, without Zergling speed, it's going to be very difficult to take this fight against INnoVation's push-out. Very difficult, but he does have it now coming. But still, look how far that is. Speed is almost a 2-minute upgrade. It's 110 seconds.
Yeah.
INnoVation's coming, and Medivacs are also coming. It's going to be very easy to micro against this. I'm a little bit worried for Roro.
So am I. I mean, the Hellions are still doing a good job of dancing around at the front. They denied some creep. They've kept themselves alive as well. Joining up with this army is going to add extra firepower here from INnoVation. And Roro securing this third base. This might actually just die. It's going to be hard to hold. He's got 10 more roaches on the way, but there's so much firepower here for INnoVation.
Yeah, he's got a lot of roaches coming in. Is he going to be able to hold this? Remember, Stim is ready. And if this third base goes down, even though INnoVation doesn't have a third command center of his own, this is a big win.
He's just looking for the engagement straight up here, taking out a lot of roaches very, very quickly. No banelings, no lings, nothing to actually deal with this. INnoVation has kind of just caught Roro off guard here in regards to what he's doing. Although that being said, roaches coming in from every angle, trying to push this bio one back, and they will do just a little bit, but the reinforcements.
He needs to go back and pick off the third.
Yeah, it needs to die.
He's going to pick off these last remaining roaches. Remember, INnoVation has to balance this. Does he have enough to kill the roaches? Does he have enough to go back and kill the hatchery? Ideally, he wants the hatchery kill as the best case.
He's killing off the roaches bit by bit, and they will end up dying off. Widowmine even moving on forwards once again, but the Overseers are there, so should be able to shut that down. Yes, he does. Still, the roaches, there's not enough of them. Just small, minute wins.
Is going to fall. Perfect. You know, INnoVation again, balancing how many units can I kill and still kill the hatchery.
Yeah. Very, very close call there. And INnoVation is able to prevail in the end. Even, well, Gliru Constitution finishes up in a sec, so technically this is where INnoVation has to leave and get out, or at least try and go for some drop play, but it seems Roro is already aware of that.
There's no Spire, there's no 2-2 upgrades, it's all been halted. Everything Roro would like to do has been stopped because of this play.
Very, very cool little moves here. Income right now for INnoVation looking great behind this. Roro, though, oh, he's being pressured at the third again. He took his attention straight away from it. And it's me again, ma'am.
Cheeky. All right. So there we have the
All right.
That's me this time. That's a little bit bad, but it's okay. It's okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right. Should I leave? I'm gonna get out. I don't want to piss off INnoVation, man. I'm just gonna say that politely.
I
don't want to leave though, because if I leave,
then there might be
it may lag even harder. Because then the countdown, and I don't want that either.
All right. I think INnoVation will accommodate this, and he'll just go straight to the third again and try and kill that off, and he does.
Woo. All right. So this is just really going INnoVation's way.
Yeah.
With picking off the third, he's got his third command center down. He can easily pick up and go into the main base at this point.
And, well, the main base does. He gets pushed away by a lot of roaches there at the same time. INnoVation, for now, still macroing up behind this. Interestingly, only his third command center's gone down very slowly. You were saying before that this is what he did before against Jaedong. For reference, guys out there, if you did miss that game, it was during the Pro League, I believe, where it was INnoVation versus Jaedong. And Jaedong shut it down with very quick. I think it was 2-base Mutalist play, right?
Yeah.
But Roro has taken a different route here. He's taken some damage, but considering the damage he's taken, he hasn't really lost that many workers. It's just the income at the third base that's really been hit. And his fourth base, pseudo fourth base up to the top right-hand corner, didn't go up as rapidly as maybe it needed to be to keep him economically stable.
Yeah, he's not stable at all at this point. And now he's starting to get back to where he was, but still, without that third base being down, INnoVation having that, there is no spy play. There is nothing actually to deal with the Medivacs. He can micro and do everything here. Dance around the army, drop in the main, drop on the natural. But here comes a very strong push from INnoVation. Lots of Medivacs. 12 Banelings are coming in. I'm not sure if he got Baneling speed, though. That's something I don't know.
I don't think he has. We'll see as soon as they end up popping. They are going to pop in a sec. Oh, yes, he does. Okay, he does have centrifugal hooks. INnoVation now getting himself in a really, really good spot here. He's just going to boost straight on into the main, as he's already actually there as well with a big, big force himself. But just conjoining both of these armies, and Roro now is having a very hard time of shutting this down. So much firepower here for INnoVation in Roro's main. 172 supply against 120. Roro is falling apart right now.
Roro's hurting. He's hurting, man. There's a lot of units here. Very little splash damage. Great splits versus the Banelings. And INnoVation's going to bring down the lair. This game was almost decided when that third went down. It's very difficult to play from that position.
Clinical play here by INnoVation. There you go. GG for game number 1. Roro cannot handle the heat.
Yeah.
Tough stuff.
And, just like in the past, INnoVation continues on with domination in his history against Roro.
It's a tough thing. Again, it was 3-0 to INnoVation and then 2-1 to INnoVation in their previous encounters. Currently 1-0 up for INnoVation here. It's going to be very, very difficult for Roro to come back, especially with his history against Terran not being the sharpest in comparison to some Zergs out there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of Roro's... When Roro won that GSL, yes, it was in Wings at the very end, wasn't it?
Yeah.
A lot of that was pitted against Zergs. I'm trying to think if he had any Protoss to go through during that. But a lot of it was against Zergs. And Terrans really is his Achilles heel here. So for him to advance on when he's meeting up against Terrans such as INnoVation is a really tall order. Really tall.
It is. INnoVation is one of the best. Or he is the best. So this is hard for Roro. You are joining.
I'm joining.
I'm going to press ready in a second, and then we can continue on with this best of 3 between these 2 players. You're in? Let's go.
I am.
All right, let's do this.
Awesome. Belshire Vestige for game number 2. INnoVation 1 game away from advancing on to the upper bracket final.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, very close now. Towards that, top 2 spot overall. 16 players, double elimination. 2 spots get awarded to these players to go play in the IEM Shanghai main event in just a couple of weeks' time.
We have the winner of our previous game spawning down to the bottom right-hand corner as our blue Terran. He is INnoVation. And spawning up to the top left, our red Zerg. He is Roro. Sean, I have to ask, where can Roro find security in a game like this against INnoVation? What does he do?
Okay, so there's two things you do. Okay, three things. First of all, you do not get Zergling speed that late and rely only on roaches there. There's two ways to deal with that kind of attack. It's either pure roaches, which were not out early enough, or you get Zergling speed and you focus on Zergling Baneling.
Yeah.
But he wanted to try roach only. It didn't work out for him. So I'd say that the two things for him to do is to either A, all in, just properly go for a 2-base, 3-base all in, or 2, make sure to play perfectly down. I like how I said A then 2. That happens often because I'm always thinking.
Perfect, man. Perfect.
Yeah, so I think this is like double evolution chamber nice and early, then layer, then Baneling Nest as the layers coming through, then 2-2, focus very on much so a Zergling Mutalist Baneling playstyle. Anything else, INnoVation's going to swipe clean.
Yeah. INnoVation's a tough one to crack here in regards to this this matchup.
Yeah.
It's important for us to outline, though, that Roro, again, guys, it's not like Roro is a bad player at all. Not in the slightest. Roro is, again, top 3 Zerg right now in the world.
Yeah, he's a GSL champion.
Yeah. He is such a formidable player. It's just that INnoVation's innovation.
INnoVation's innovation. If it wasn't for his sulky loss in the first WCS career, in the finals, I would go ahead, and at that point everyone was saying INnoVation wasn't beatable. He actually wasn't beatable. But Sulky found a way. He cracked his armor, he brought him down to his level, and then killed him. So it's not impossible for INnoVation to lose, and that's what Roro needs to tap into.
Yeah, he's going to have a hard time, that's for sure. But INnoVation now moving out into the middle of the map. He's going for command center on the low ground, no less. Feeling very, very comfortable. And just getting that little bit of gas in as well. I wouldn't mind seeing INnoVation go for a very similar style to game number 1. Just going for that double barracks before third command center. The aggression that you can put on with it is fantastic. But Roro has to deviate up if that goes on. He has to know that it's coming. And then has to go for that Ling Bane style, as you said before.
I think this map probably just see third command center come down. I don't think INnoVation will do that again, because if he does, and it gets spotted earlier, because I would suspect that Roro is a bit cleaner on scouting, then it's just not going to work if it gets spotted nice and early. Roro this time did get Zergling speed. I would love to know if he just forgot it last game. It was a mistake. Because everything so far, apart from Zergling speed, is the same.
Yeah, exactly. 1
in gas was the same as last time. At this point, he did have like 120 gas, and I was wondering what he was saving it up for. Yeah, I never like to call mistakes early, but...
Well, it never really went into anything last game, right? The Roach run was a normal time along with the evolution chambers. He had the gas in the end, but that's because he'd taken extra gas elsewhere anyway. So
yeah, I mean, he got a second gas before he even spent any gas.
Yeah.
So, I mean, sure, he spent it on Roaches eventually, but I think that the Zergling speed for getting it may have been a mistake there from Roro. But INnoVation, as expected, third command center coming down in a location that's a little bit more difficult to scout. Is Novelord going to poke in from this angle? No. Are any more Zerglings going to come at the front wall now they've already been killed by Marines? No. So this is a good position for it to be in. It's more difficult to find.
Very cool spot indeed. And then if he well, I mean, it depends really. If he transfers it over to the top third, north of his main, then he could get aggressive down towards his opponent's third as well, which I would love to see him do. We saw it quite a bit in the previous season of WCS, for example. But now INnoVation here, just cranking out those Hellions, looking to push across the map. We only have the 3 queens out for Roro right now. Is there any particular reason, Apollo, that he goes for 3 queens as opposed to 4?
He gets the earlier third base.
Right.
So it would be a little bit later if he went for 4. And then also he's spending his lava. All of his lava should always be spent when you have 3 queens too. With 4, it's a little bit... You don't have the money to do that all at the same time.
All right, well, the Hellions, they're going to poke around here. This potentially leaves the third a little bit vulnerable, I would say, but in the end, Roro's not going to transfer down to that third base for quite a while, along with a few Lings on the way as well. Just trying to maybe wrap around those Hellions if he gets the opportunity to, but I don't think INnoVation's going to let him do that.
This is everything that Roro's doing is how I envisioned him to play this next game. He, eventually got the 4th queen, but that's not really something I was looking into. More so the Zergling speed, and then just double evolution chamber, 1/1 upgrades. With the next 100 gas, he'd be looking to go over to the layer. Everything's looking perfect for him. It's just a normal build.
More Hellions moving on forwards as well here, making a total of 6. As the Zergling still poking around at the front, still not have seen that third command center. So he wants the intel, as the Hellions are being very, very pesky indeed. Getting so much creep, actually. Very, very good play here by INnoVation right now.
Yeah, a very good play from INnoVation, and this is how Zerg versus Terran, or Terran versus Zerg, should I say, from INnoVation's point, was always going to look after the Hellbat change. It would just go back to how it used to be. 3 command centers, double engineering bay, which he hasn't quite used yet. A bit of a mistake from INnoVation. And then just adding on his extra barracks. I'm very surprised he hasn't got 1-1. He's got the money. Actually, that is a mistake. I'd go ahead and say that 100% is a mistake. He hasn't got that yet.
All right, well, the third command center is transferring over. At the same time, though, there are a lot of Lings pushing on down here. How many units does he actually have to fend that off? Not too many. The 4 Hellions actually are going to get surrounded here if he's not careful. Ooh. Has to pull away for now. Get a few shots off, but in the end, it's an all right trade. Enough to kind of pay for themselves in regards to actually just not dying off completely from us around.
Yeah, this is you know, a good start for Roro to try to come back into this game. It's just very standard play from both players here. Roro, unfortunately, Zergling a little bit out of position, could have slowed that down a little bit here. But INnoVation, by slowing up his upgrades a little bit, a bit of a mistake, has given quite an edge over to Roro, who definitely needs okay, he's got the Baling coming down. Now that his layer's done, the Spire should come in, 2-2 should come down. Perfect. Everything that Roro's doing is just great, apart from building Overlords. That's a supply block. Apart from that, where he builds 5 Overlords, everything's looking good. His Overlord spread, his creep spread.
And I'm liking the fact that he's getting pneumatized carapace again as well. Well, just to keep his opponent, sorry, just to keep him in the know more than anything. Whoop. Widowmine connects with a few Zerglings as well as Marine. And he's even getting his 4th base up and running. So Roro here is actually flying in terms of his production right now.
Yeah, everything's working out apart from that little supply block, but smooth so far. INnoVation on the other side of things, normal game from him too. This is where he just sets up his 3rd base, makes sure it's defendable. And then as the Medivacs start cranking out, which they should be coming out around this time, is when he probably moves out with, I don't know, maybe 16 Marines, maybe a little bit less if he doesn't have that, to start denying creep.
A very cool little control there by Roro, separating off 1 Zergling as those Lings ran on by. So really very life-esque control there by Roro. It really shows like why he is one of the best Zerg players in the world. The fact that he only lost 1 Zergling there as opposed to a good chunk of them whilst going for that aggression was fantastic. And
he actually runs past this mine knowing that it shouldn't be ready yet. Ooh, actually. Ouch. But yeah, so far, good defense there by INnoVation. INnoVation now at this point has Medivacs. This is where he moves out. Kill creep spread. Maybe try to get on the 4th base. Maybe if he can. But that depends on Zerg play mistakes. Do they have Balings out? Do they not?
And the Zerglings get caught by a Widowmine once again here. So INnoVation still pushing on out here, trying to find that 3rd, 4th base even, and will do with the Widowmines setting up in a good spot. Fantastic
positions for the Widowmines, can spread themselves out beautifully here.
Just burrowing back so that Bio has something to retreat to. Zergling's going to run around. But Baling Ling Muta trying to run in, connects with a lot of those Lings at the very, very beginning. And the Marines in the end, I think despite actually the majority of them dying off, they've done a, well, actually no, he's going to save it all.
Yeah, and he's not going to try and pick off the hatchery. He's going to wait for his reinforcements and then go in again. Smart play by INnoVation. Again, balancing, killing the hatchery in units. He's going to try and kill the hatchery, though. Still, it's in his mind to kill that. He just backed off for a minute because he probably would have lost those units.
Yeah.
And not kill the hatch. And he said, all right, well, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to lose my units. I'll come back. I'll wait and go in again.
We're also flying around with the Mutalisks here, but I think he needs these for defense. It's going to get very, very similar to the PvZ that we saw at the very beginning between DRG and MVP, and he's going to push in here as well with these Banelings. Some do get connections, but not too bad of a split there with the Marines at the back. Should clean this all up in the end, but took quite a bit of damage to his expensive gas unit.
Yeah, he lost a couple of Mutalisks there, but still keeping the Mutalisk count at a decent level, and the hatchery still survives. This is #1 for Roro here. Not to lose the hatchery, because that just slows him down. He does have the other expansion on the other side of the map, which he can use if it does fall down. But so far, so good here from Roro. He's doing okay. But he's got to be careful. There are a bunch of INnoVation units again on this side.
Yeah, just constantly pressuring this right-hand side. Very cool play here. thus far from Roro, though. Trying to push this back once again. Drilling Claws is just about to finish up. That's going to make it a little harder for him to hold off, but the Banelings morphing in are the real key to unlocking this aggression from INnoVation if he actually pushes forwards. There's a Widow Mine, did end up burrowing very, very fast there for INnoVation again. Drops the scan, sees the Banelings, knows to be cautious.
Yeah, 2-2 upgrades now for both players as they come rolling in.
Banelings, how much are you going to be able to get done? And you get a lot done there. The Mutalisk should clean this up once again. INnoVation behind is still macroing up like a champion. 30 Marines on the way at any point in time. And whoa, the stim up and pushing those Mutalisks away, saving those medevacs.
More Banelings. This is a very difficult time for Roro, who's trying to get up to Hive, trying to get to the Ultras camp, but at the same time has to deal with the pressure, the onslaught from INnoVation. And it looks like he's going to break this base. As long as he doesn't lose too many drones and just immediately transfers, it shouldn't be too bad. But still.
Medevacs were left very vulnerable there. Did get one or two of them with those Mutalisks, and he's catching the reinforcements here as well as Roro. Yes, lost that base, granted, but he did have that base over to the left-hand side that you mentioned before. So now, INnoVation trying to hold on. He has to evacuate somehow. I don't think there's any way he can really take this, although Baneling's connecting with quite a few Marauders there, letting a lot of those Marines survive. They will get an alright trade in the end against the Mutalisks as the reinforcements just continue to pile on.
Yeah, relentless is INnoVation at this point. But a bit of breathing room for Roro, as he knows that INnoVation doesn't have too much. This is a nice time. He's trying to get into the main base to do a bit of harassment. Oh, pick off medevac's always good. Oh, it just decided like he didn't want to go there then. Looked like he tried to aim towards the main. But at this point now, the Hive is done. He still needs to keep on surviving with a fourth base until the Ultra Cavern is ready. So he's still got a good couple of minutes to survive against INnoVation.
And his upgrade is sitting at 2-2 right now, so he should start 3-3 very, very quickly here. And there we go, those goes down so that he can transition on very aggressively. But that being said, I mean, how much can he afford to invest into 3-3 right now when he's being pressured like this? If he can't get his third base up and running, he's going to be on a, whoa, but a huge counterattack here by Roro.
Yeah, but there's a lot of mines. There's a bunch of Marines here too. Roro says, oh crap, I lost my fourth. Maybe I can do something over here, but that's not the case.
Yeah, this bio, it's slowly filtering in here to try and push this away, along with those mines that we mentioned earlier. It's difficult to really break, and he's bringing back the entirety of his bio as well. So Roro trying to find the angles to push in, but there's not really given to him, because every time he goes to base after base after base, there's always bio there stimming around, chasing him away.
And now he's behind in economy and needs to play cost efficiently. And that's going to be very difficult to do, because INnoVation's never going to let him breathe. The Ultras Cavern's on its way, but there's already Marauders out, I think. 10! Already 10!
Yeah.
Even the Ultra Switch isn't going to really help him at this point. INnoVation's cracked him.
It's cute because he's been mixing them in throughout a good portion of this game to just either soak up Banelings or just have them there for the extra damage to buildings or something like that, but they've always been there. Just a few, and it's really going to have very, very helpful tools when it actually transitions on against this army. It doesn't want to lose too much of this, though.
Yeah, it's a massive army from INnoVation with +3 attack now and +3 armor, seconds away from finishing. Again, Roro, struggling to find a way to win this game, goes for another counterattack play, trying to buy himself time to get the upgrades out, and of course, the Ultralists themselves.
Good move here by Roro, moving into with some Banelings as well to try and connect with the SCV line, but there's not really that many SCVs left at this main. So, yeah, he gets a few, but not too many. And now all those links completely bottled up. They're going to die off. The Mutalisks have to run away again. His Mutalist count right now only 12. Yes, he's got 5 Ultralisks coming out of Kindness Placing as well. So that's going to be very useful indeed. INnoVation doesn't really have that much Marauder production right now. Yeah,
I mean, a lot of Zerglings being made, 5 Ultralists. Look at that size of an army from INnoVation. With the 4th base being down, a 5th one being constructed. Great, Roro's back up on decent mining bases here, but this army from INnoVation, if only there was like fungal or something to trap them all down.
Yeah. So much damage could be done here by INnoVation if Roro is not careful. He pushes in with the majority of his Ultralisks. The Mutalisks were elsewhere, though, and the Ultras had nothing to complement them. They didn't have that many Zerglings. They didn't have the Mutalisks there as well. This is INnoVation just stomping through this army.
A god.
Ooh. Oh! A god decides Mutalisks shall no longer be a species.
I mean, look at this. On the left-hand side, too, a squad of Marines and a Marauder make their way to kill off this hatchery. INnoVation brings both flanks down with ease. Behind this, already on his natural, a new army ready to rock and roll. There's a reason why INnoVation is called the #1 player in StarCraft 2, and he slaps down Roro 2-0 and edges closer and closer to one of 2 spots to qualify for IEM Shanghai.
He's like, a GSL champion? No problem. That was kind of brutal.
INnoVation is very, very good.
Yeah. All right, so let's go to the brackets and see what has been occurring elsewhere here, guys. Down in the lower bracket, we have Solar and Hyun advancing over Donregu and Curious. Meanwhile, we have Savage advancing over Alive. He's going to play either Reality or Symbol. And then in the upper bracket, we had INnoVation moving on, but I don't think we've finished Munzik versus San yet.
No, not yet. So we'll have to find out which game we're going to be going on to, because I think that we're going to drop down to the lower bracket for a little bit now, because the next game in the winner bracket, it depends actually. What may happen, because I'm not sure, we'll have to find out from the admins, we may do the next winner bracket game, which would be INnoVation versus either San or Munzik.
I wonder if they've
And then the
that.
winner of that gets the first spot to qualify.
Yeah.
And then we come down to the loser bracket and play it out from there to get one more slot. That's how it should work. But we'll keep you posted on that.
Let's quickly check if Munzik has been hiding his games.
Hiding his games. They all hide their games, the Koreans.
It's spinning. It's spinning.
Yeah.
There's a win?
He's hiding. That was
that was yesterday.
Yeah, they all hide their games.
Damn
we
it.
don't know where they are.
There's a win, yeah, against some random team game. Anyway, okay, guys, join us after the break when we shall have some more Intel Extreme Masters Shanghai, Korean, and Taiwanese qualifiers very soon.